Hello everybody, Shifu the Cards here, doing another deck. You might remember me from such YouTube streams as Let Me See Your War Cry or Skellige Control. Well, today I'm looking at a different deck. As you may or may not know if you've watched my YouTube videos, and I appreciate if you have, I like to build control type decks. So Skellige Control was really popular and did really well. I had a lot of people say, okay, do more control decks, which I'm always willing to do. Thank you very much. So here is a Northern Realms style control deck built on the Wound theme, and it's simply titled You Wound Me, Northern Realms style. Control, I know, like, wow, that's really creative. How'd you come up with that name? Well, it just took a while, put it in the blender, came up with this. So what it's based around is, well, wounding. And I saw this deck, I saw some of the cards from Northern Realm, and I really liked it. I like the style of their siege engines. So I decided that that's kind of what I would build it around. So I in my other Northern Realms deck, once more with feeling, I love the Reaver Scout. Like, one of my favorite cards of any Northern Realms deck. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have every Northern Realms style deck I'm build is going to have the Reaver Scout in it. I hope my first pack has 3 Reaver Scouts so I can start building these great decks that I want to build. But so Reaver Scout combined with promotion is reinforcement. Excuse me, is one of the strongest combos I believe in Northern Realms, so I have to have it. And I playtested this deck quite a bit against a lot of the top-rated decks on this GwentDB.com in a way I can't really tell you because it's super top secret, not illegal, but super top secret. And it does very, very well. And it's just a really nasty archetype deck and a lot of fun. If you like control, this is a really fun control deck. So what is it built around? Well, as you may or may not see, it's built around a tremendous presence in the siege row, which I think works really well because it's an underutilized row, and you just kind of, a lot of decks won't have answers for siege row, how to deal with it. So how does it work? Well, basically it just everything wounds or sends out damage, and you eventually just pick down your enemies till there's nothing left, and you just that's how you do it. And so the trebuchet, when it comes out, is only 3. So you don't have a lot of strength on the board, so you don't have to worry. You never have to worry about scorches. Pestilence or epidemic, that could be a problem, but you have a lot of ways with Reaver Scouts and different things to get that back, so it's not really an issue. So trebuchet comes out, choose 2 non-gold units and remove 2 strength from them. So very simple. It just does 4. It takes away 4. You get 3. They lose 4. It's a 7 strength net gain. And as you'll see through this deck, that 7 is huge because you're constantly picking them down. 7 strength is a win condition in some cases. So you have 3 of those. And then this one is one of my favorite cards. It's a timer, and it really puts pressure on the opponent. Every 2 turns, this does 2 damage to a random unit, including gold. So you can pick apart even gold units with this. It's just splashing damage across the board. You think of it in terms of a battlefield, which I like to think of it as. Basically, we're just lobbing damage on the other side of the board, other side of the field, hits everything. Just destroys everything. It's great. And it really puts a lot of pressure because they're constantly taking damage. They want to deal with this card, and you can make multiple copies of it. Ballista, same thing. Choose a non-gold unit and remove 2 strength from it. Again, it's a 5, so you're gaining 7. All these cards you've got to look at. You've got to counteract their low strength with the damage they do and add that to their overall point total on the board. So this is a kill card in a lot of cases. Let's say they have a very nasty little 2 health minion that can gain things. It just picks it off, so it doesn't gain anything. You say you've whittled down a creature with 9 health down to 2. This finishes it. It's a 7-point net health gain. And that's what you're looking at with Northern Realms. You got to look at the what you're gaining as opposed to. Now I've had games where I had a swarm deck come up and hit, and it was up 28 to nothing in the first 2 turns, and then just whittled them down. Now they can pass, which is something else, but you can still take them down pretty easily. So Then we have Akvist, one of my favorite cards. A lot of people I've noticed there's an anti-Akvist movement going on, and all dragon lives matter. Okay, it's a good card because not only does it takes 5 turns, so a lot of people are like, well, man, that's just a long time. Well, yeah, but if you're constantly pressuring the board at 5 turns, you put him out. The first thing you do is throw out Akvist, and he's just like a bomb. So if you have him in your hand, you put him out right away, and then it just sets the tone. They're like, okay, that's not good. And also he comes back to your hand, which is huge because then the next second round, guess who comes out first? Akvist. You just basically throw out an Akvist bomb. And if you're playing a swarm deck, he's worth 4, but if let's say they have 7 or 8 creatures on the board, he's a 12-point turn. I mean, you're taking 8 from them, gaining 4. He goes back to you and you lose 4, but you're still gaining a net 8. So he's very, very strong. They have 8 creatures. Sometimes they have more. So he's well worth it. Dijkstra totally changed from the beginning when he was in first, obviously, in Witcher 3, and then the first Gamescom edition. Now he's awesome. So remove gold status from every unit on the battlefield and add 1 to each unit. That's really good. It's especially good if you have a gold hero that you're not splash damaging. You can go directly after him or her. Also, he gains strength, so it's once again, this deck features you have little strength, but you're taking their strength, which makes your deck stronger. So it's very good. And he's just a really solid card. I don't know how else to say it. He's really fun, especially later on when you have there's this card that I just love, Philippa Eilhart. But anyway, he can take her down, and then you can pick her down as well. So Dijkstra, really good. Again, he synergizes around taking and gaining. The Reaver Scouts are just so key. I mean, they just you want presence on the board. They give you presence on the board, and you can just double up ballistas, trebuchets, reinforced trebuchets. You're just gaining things to constantly hit at them. Murderbrock. I mean, do I have to say anything more? He comes in and does 3, 2, 1, so he's worth 5. He does 6, so he's an 11-point swing in terms of strength, and that's what you're looking at with this deck. You're looking at you're constantly taking away, so they get up high on you because you have low strength cards. But as you gain little, they are losing a lot. So it's just constant, like you're slowly overwhelming them. I'm not even trying to pronounce her name. SDT, as she'll for now be called. Choose a non-gold unit on the battlefield and remove 4 strength from it. Now remember, if you play her after Dijkstra, you can take one of their gold cards out. So just remember that. He can take away the gold, add the strength, and then she takes it down even further, and she's 6. She takes away 4, so she's a 10. Very strong. I love Zoltan and everything. To my knowledge, he's still a -2 to everything on a row. Or +2 if you decide to do it that way. Like, let's say you've killed their entire side, which is very easy to do. Zoltan comes up, puts Phil Marshall Duda, and wipes a row. Here's where he really synergizes with this deck. He has 2 cards which he synergizes with, which are nasty. Let's say you're playing one of the popular decks on Gwent TV at this time is a Foglet War Machine kind of deck, where it just churns out Foglets. Or any kind of mass monster muster trademark. You have 2 cards synergized with White Frost. Create and play Frost and Fog. If you look at this deck, where do I don't have a lot of strength? I don't have melee or ranged. So that doesn't really matter to me if that's all wiped out. I'm a Siege Road deck. Also, by neutralizing the first 2 rows, all my trebuchets and reinforced trebuchets and ballistas will just crush their entire side. Also, if they're all down to 1, Field Marshal Duda knocks them all out. It's just a board wipe. So it synergizes Hand of God, Wrath of God kind of thing from Magic, just wipes the whole board out. Also, Philippa Eilhart reduces the strength of all units to 1, except for her. So she has, let's say they're crushing you with a heavy swarm. Put her on there. Yes, she gives them 11, but they probably had like 20 or 30 points on the board. Knocks them all down to 1. Zoltan, the board, they're all wiped out. So it's just, they're 2 synergized, nasty board wipes with Philippa and White Frost and Field Marshal Duda. And there's other ways to do it too, just with your picking damage, but that's just another way. Field Medics, just bring those ballistas and trebuchets back for round 2. A little more damage, a little more fun, or bring the Reaver Scouts back to copy and bring them back. You get the idea. It's just it's a constant re-energizing of your troops. Vernon Rocher, 7, removes 5, 12-point swing. And that's where you're looking at. You're looking at the swings. Biting Frost, I think a lot of people are going to build melee, so I went ahead and answered for melee right off the bat. So Biting Frost knocks them down. Stammelford's Tremors, great card, takes away 2 strength, pairs with Biting Frost, pairs with White Frost, pairs with Philippa Eilhart, and just destroying rows. It's a row destroyer. Now you can also put in Manicore's Venom, so if you wanted to, you could take out one of these and put in a Manicore's Venom. Maybe take out a Nalzor's Thunder, put 2 Manicore's Venom. It depends on what you're going against. That's where you can tweak the deck. And you want to put these 5 cards are how to answer for rows. Whatever you find. If you're going against a lot of Swarm decks, maybe Stammelford's Tremors works, or Manicore's Venom. Either way, I just think Stammelford's Tremors is a little stronger right now. Alzur's Thunder, I have 2 of them because it just takes away 6. Just 6 damage right off the top to your scoreboard. And I have Commander's Horn because I really feel like this deck will dominate the Siege row, so it'll just pump up everything right across the board, give you even more dominance. It could be a win condition late game. And then, of course, White Frost neutralizes the... This deck is going to destroy melee and ranged rows, and that just adds to it. Reinforcement to play with any one of your cards, really, but especially Reaver Scouts, Philippa Eilhart to wipe their board. And also, don't forget Radovid, your hero. He just does 10 damage off the top. So let's say, and he pairs really well with Philippa Eilhart. So let's say they have 25, 30 strength. Actually, I played one game where my opponent had 52 strength on the melee row. And it was looking pretty bleak. He went ahead and he passed. I put Philippa Eilhart down. I think he went down to 20. Duded, used my ability, wiped him out. He had nothing left but 1 because Radovid will take her down to 1. So she had 1 from 52 with 2 simple turns, and it just wipes the board down. It's just an amazing, amazing wound synergy. So you're basically just destroying their board constantly, just wiping them down with little picks and damages here and there, and just destroying them. It's a really fun deck. It works really well. And I think you'll like it. I think you'll like playing it. So try it out. It's You Wound Me, Skellige Siege Control. Excuse me, Skellige, geez, I'm sorry. Northern Realms Siege Control. And at the time of this filming, I will have another Gwent After Dark tomorrow. So please tune in for that. We're going to do something a little different on that one, but I'll tell you about that in the show. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching. It means a lot. I appreciate all the good comments and support. You Wound Me, Northern Realms style. Go to gwentdb.com. Take a look for yourself. Build some great decks. It's really starting to get hype. It's what? Time of this, 10 days away from the big event. So hope to see y'all there. Chief of the Cards signing out. Follow me on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Y'all have a great day.